Humans seem to be the only animals who produce one of the 3 different types of tears. Can you guess what it is? Let's look at the science behind crying. You hear some bad news, your friend tells you a really good joke, or you enter a smoky room. All of these events might leave you crying, but all tears are not created equal. The tears our eyes produce actually vary in composition, depending on the occasion. Let's dig into how our eyes produce tears, the kinds of tears our eyes produce, and why we cry at all. Healthy eyes have small organs called lacrimal glands that sit right above the eye and secrete tears when triggered. When tears are produced, blinking then moves them across the surface of the eye before they are carried away by our tears ducts. Those tears ducts, also called nasolacrimal ducts, drain into our nose. So when you cry a lot, the tears mix in the mucus in your nose, and if you cry even harder, not all those tears can fit in the drainage system. Instead, they fall out into your face to make you a snotty, teary mess. Fun. Since newborn babies don't yet have fully developed lacrimal glands, they can cry without actually producing any tears. According to the American Academy of Ophthalmology, we make 15 to 30 gallons of tears each year. That might sound like a lot, but don't worry. Our eyes make 3 kinds of tears, each with their own composition and biochemistry. Basal tears. First up, we make around half a teaspoon each day of something called basal tears. These are the tears responsible for lubricating our eyes so they don't dry out. Basal tears have 3 layers. An inner mucus layer that keeps them attached to your eyes, an aqueous layer that protects your cornea and also has some germ-fighting enzymes, an oily outer layer that keeps the surface of your eye smooth. Our eyes naturally get dried as we age, and there is a test called the Schwimmer test to check that your eyes are producing enough basal tears. In the Schwimmer test, if you place a piece of paper at your lower eyelid, 15 millimeters of the paper should be wet after 5 minutes. Certain activities can increase dry eye, like staring at a computer screen for long periods of time. Reflex tears. Your eye produces reflex tears in response to an irritant. Ever find yourself crying as you chop an onion? Those are reflex tears. The gassy chemical irritant produced when you chop onions hits your eyes. It sends a signal to your lacrimal glands to produce reflex tears to flush out the irritant. Reflex tears are mostly water since the main job is to wash away invaders, but they're also suspected to have antibodies that help kill bacteria. Other things that inspire reflex tears can be strong smells, bright lights, dust chemicals like chlorine, and again, too much screen time. Emotional tears. You watched a sad movie on Netflix and now you're sobbing on the couch. It's probably no surprise that these tears are called emotional tears. Emotional tears well up when we experience strong feelings like sadness, fear, or even joy. These are the least understood type of tears, and they're still an area of active ophthalmology research. What makes them so mysterious? Well, for starters, they seem to be the only kind of tear that is unique to humans. There is evidence that other animals can feel emotions like empathy, so why are we the only ones that cry? Emotional tears also appear to be more easily triggered, and by a broader range of emotions as we get older. Some researchers suspect the evolutionary reason for emotion tears may be the fact that they signal to others that you are sad, or fearful, or happy. Sending these signals creates a connection between you and those around you, perhaps by signaling that you are in need. Those connections ultimately increase our chance of survival. There is also a clear advantage to your tears if other people help you solve your problem when they see you crying. Do our tears carry away these chemicals in order to release stress and help us stabilize our mood? More research is needed to answer these questions. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and until next time, this is Extended, and you can still become a fan of Extended by subscribing and telling us in the comments what makes you cry the most.